Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Pisces New Year's 2023 Miracle Reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So in this reading today, we're going to be taking a look at a miracle that wants to come in for you in 2023. That is going to help you level up or bring in more prosperity into an area of your life that you're looking to call that in for. So the first card that I'm pulling here is going to be what I'm calling our spiritual compass point. So this is where Spirit would like you to turn your internal spiritual gaze towards so that you don't miss this miracle as it wants to come in for you. Now, I'm a big believer in miracles in general, that miracles are always waiting to come in for us, but that often we are either not looking in the right place for them, or we have kind of gotten away from that being in that beautiful place of suspended belief that there are miracles that want to come in for us. And so we're actively looking for them. So this reading is really meant to help us kind of enter the new year in that beautiful suspended state of belief and the awe and wonder that what does 2023 hold for us that's going to be beneficial and exciting for us? So we have Milk and Honey. I love this card in this deck. It's number 51, breaks down to the number 6, which is the number of love, of the home and family. It can also be working with others towards a common spiritual goal. Now in this card, if you take a look, you see the elephant here sitting in what looks almost like a cup of maybe coffee or something like that, but he's splashing around and there's the beautiful rainbow. And there's this feeling of just joy, fun with the rainbow coming in, a little bit of this like kind of completion, the magic of life. So before I go ahead and read the excerpt from the book that comes with this oracle deck for this card, just intuitively, when we're thinking about this is where the miracle wants to come in for you, that this is where Spirit's really asking you to, again, kind of turn your head and look in this direction. This is really looking in the direction of abundance, of prosperity, of enjoying being in the land of milk and honey. And I think for many of you, you already have a lot of this in your experience. And the more that you lean into it, the more that you enjoy it, the more that you see it as this kind of almost truly something set apart, truly magical in its singularity to you. You know, we can think about the land of milk and honey, but this is a kind of a fantastical image of that with the baby elephant frolicking in a cup of coffee or a cappuccino here. So I was kind of thinking about it in that direction, or in that way, that even as you're taking your cup of coffee in the morning, there's an element of magic that surrounds your experience, a singularity that surrounds your experience. And that, in really recognizing that in the present moment, that is where somehow the miracle is going to come in for you in 2023. It really is in the magic of being present in the moment and enjoying what you currently have around you. So I'm going to read the little excerpt that comes now for this card, and then we'll get into pulling additional clarifiers to go deeper into the message. So it says, essential meanings: the taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing and abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. And then it says the oracle's message: you've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. Then I'm also going to read the prosperity message here, because that's what we're looking at in this reading. says there's only one authentic you. This version of yourself is spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. I really like that comes in here. It's beautiful. It says, with every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. Beautiful. I mean, this could not be a more positive energy to be moving into 2023 with. So for Pisces out there, whether you're a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, or have it in another area prominently in your chart, this is a really beneficial year for you to not only enjoy the physical abundance that's coming in, but also that in enjoying that and being aware of the abundance around you, you're going to actually be calling in more. You're going to be calling in something that's going to help you level up in, again, finding purpose, but also kind of reaching that fuller potential of your authentic self-expression. And what's beautiful about that, which I speak to quite a bit, is when we find that part of ourself, that authentic part that needs to be kind of lived into life, that the more we express from that place, the more we are rewarded on a certain level, because that's where we start to see where we fit. We start to get closer to that sense of purpose. We get to see where our authenticity, our uniqueness needs to be expressed in the world. Okay, so now I'm going to pull a card here for the energy of 2023. So we're going to see what's coming in. Oh my gosh, this card has come out now for 3 or 4 different signs, which I love because it shows that there's an energy of heart-centered love coming in in 2023 for many of us. So it says 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, number 38, breaking down to master number 11, which is what I like to see as the portal or the doorway between what is and what can be when we co-create with spirit. Now, 4th chakra is your heart chakra. So the energy for you is going to be based around your heart. It's going to be based on you feeling the love and the gratitude for what you have and allowing that to grow, allowing kind of that opening of the heart, that vulnerability, so that the more that you enjoy, the more that you get into this place of believing in miracles, the more that you start to see your life as truly magical and you start to see the singular things in your life that make it magical for you, that's going to be where, again, I think some of you are going to start to see that how you can start to express more of that magic into your experience. And that was where the miracle is going to come in to support the growth of that aspect of yourself. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull some additional clarifiers here to get a little deeper into the message. We'll see if a specific message wants to come out around the energy of love and the heart chakra. So what does Pisces need to know about the 4th chakra? Oh, that's quite a bit. Let's see if we can get just a few. What does Pisces need to know? Okay, so we have a little bit of a story here. We have the Chariot, the Hanged Man, we have the 5 of Wands, and the King of Cups. So for many of you, there was at some point some movement towards something that felt like home. That's what the Chariot is. The Chariot is when we are kind of self-directed. We are on our course. We're kind of, in our chariot whipping the horses. And with the Hanged Man, this is a forced pause. This is where something came in and kind of, as you were going down the path, something came in and stopped you. This could be where the chariot gets a flat tire, or one of the horses, something happens to the horse and you have to rest. But that forced pause was all to allow you to see something from a new perspective. That's what the Hangman speaks to, that this is a divinely created pause so that I feel, as I'm seeing this, reevaluate how and where you are driving that chariot. Because after that, then we have the Five of Wands and the King of Cups. And this can denote, the Five of Wands can be one where we are getting out there and into healthy competition. It's like almost like getting back on the horse again, and starting to kind of work with your passions. It can also be, though, where there's a little bit of chaos, where there's a little too many cooks in the kitchen, too many things happening. And with the King of Cups coming in, this is scorpionic energy. This is the energy of kind of getting to that place of deep emotional stability. This is deep, kind of what I like to call emotional maturity, or even emotional grounding, where you're strong in your emotions and you understand how to utilize them, wield them, but this individual is going to rule from that place of the serenity that comes when they are at peace with their emotions. So I kind of see this a little bit as the story of being kind of halted on your journey for a while and then having to go back out into the world, a little bit into the chaos, and having to find your footing to get to this place of deep emotional stability, where you're not going to be rocked anymore by, this is the individual who doesn't get triggered. He will hear something and maybe he does have a feeling, but he understands the importance of honoring that feeling, of in himself feeling that feeling. But he's someone, because of his emotional maturity, who isn't going to, let's say, lash out. This is an individual who is going to instead come from that place of wisdom, of deep connection to spirit through their intuition, and will, instead of being triggered, will actually see where that person or why that individual said that or acted in that way. And there's a deep understanding that comes from really coming to this place. So for many of you, you have already gotten to this point. There's this kind of deep understanding and, again, grounding of your emotions. And for you, it's almost like now at this point, 2023 is opening the door for this new version of yourself to go out and get the chariot moving back again, in moving towards your final destination, which is ultimately what would feel like your home. This is where maybe you were on track to, find that great significant other and buy the home and get married and have kids. And somewhere on there, something happened to stop that. This could be where maybe you had a series of breakups and you finally had to kind of stop and realize, what's the one thing that all of these breakups had in common? Me. It's one of those kinds of moments where you get to have that kind of self-reflective point. Or this could be maybe where you were going on down the line trying to get to a certain point in your career field, and you were like, okay, we're getting there, and then something came in out of the blue to prevent that. And then you had to kind of get back out there again in a different form because you were able to reevaluate possibly something on that path that may have not been within your best interest. This could have been where you were pushing because you wanted to get up to a high level corporate position. But then when that was kind of pulled away from you for a second, maybe you had time to realize, wow, I really have been stressed for a long period of time. And if I was to have taken that position or continued down this road, I would only have added to that stress. Now that I've had time to kind of step back away from it, I realize that's not really what I want to do. So there was a shift here with the Five of Wands, a shift of seeing something in a new way and kind of getting back out there in a new way. Maybe even seeing again something that either A, hadn't seemed chaotic, and now you can see how chaotic it really was, and it's time for you to kind of rise above that. Or that somehow you were maybe afraid of getting into kind of getting back on the horse again somewhere, and you're realizing you're seeing it in a new position in a way that is not scary, or you kind of being overruled by these emotions that come up. Instead, you can kind of jump in a healthy way and say, I'm going to try this out, but I'm going to come at it from a much more emotionally mature place. So this is actually a really positive thing, because it says that you're going to be able to really get the wheels in motion. This kind of almost what I'm hearing is gain traction, but again, from this place of like heightened connection to spirit. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a card to get additional advice from spirit. to give you a place to kind of look at. These Power of Surrender cards I love because, it's hard to surrender sometimes to something, some of these cards are incredibly positive. They'll say like surrender to miracles or, something along, or surrender to prosperity. But some are more difficult, where we have to surrender our ego or surrender, something along those lines. And at any point in our life, it's hard to surrender. We kind of want to keep pushing or fighting or moving forward. And so that's really why I feel these cards are powerful, because it shows that at some point we have to surrender because we can't control everything. Not everything is within our control. So let's see. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay, I think something, yes. Oh, so we have surrender your attachment to results. It says the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. And I like that. I love this card actually in this deck specifically because there's a feeling sometimes as we go through life where we are so focused, and this could be where this chariot, why it had to kind of come to a stop. Because sometimes we get so focused on something coming out in a very specific way. Like we are going to get the promotion to be in that specific position in this specific company. And yet what we don't realize is that we can try to pursue it. We can put in the dedicated time and we can put in the dedicated hours. We can get all the training we need to. And yet we still might be passed over for that position within our own company. And this is saying that maybe perhaps for some of you, there's the realization with that happening of, I have put in all the time and energy and effort, and I've realized I'm really capable at what I do. It's time for me to start going out there with the Five of Wands, going out there, and instead of going back to my company and getting frustrated and forcing them to promote me or getting mad and losing my, SHIT, I'm going to instead just say it's time, maybe it's time for me to move on. And I'm going to start to look as to where I can apply in other places, but still utilize all the work I've done. And when we look at it from that way, and we aren't trying to make something happen in a specific way. We're opening ourselves up. We did all we could. You did everything you could to get that promotion. But maybe now that promotion is actually going to come from moving to another company. And you might be completely surprised where maybe you move to another company and you get paid, a third more than what you would have gotten paid even in your own company being promoted into that position. So there's an element of, again, being open to realizing you already have a lot of abundance, but that more is going to come in, and that area of where it's going to come in is going to be, I think, surprising for some of you. This is also a beautiful chance to realize that, and this is my personal experience in my life, that we sometimes kind of cap ourselves off. We tell ourselves that this is like all we can achieve in this one area. I can only ever get to that position in this company. I can only ever make this amount of money. I can only be with this type of person. And instead of taking it up to that kind of exponential level of, if that person could do it, I can do it too. Or, instead of just wanting a relationship, I want the romantic relationship of a lifetime, and it's like allowing yourself to get to that place of, this is where Spirit may have a different result to come in for you, because you actually were giving yourself kind of a glass ceiling as to what you could aim for. And so often we think at some point when we get a setback that we didn't get exactly what we wanted, that we didn't get anything at all. And in reality, it's setting us up to bring in something so far beyond what it's kind of one of those things of you don't know what you don't know. And so it's hard to imagine something coming in that's better for you, more better suited for you, especially better for you maybe to express from a place of the heart and to really show your authentic self, until you kind of just open yourself up to, again, the kind of awe, magic, and wonder of life, and where a miracle is going to come in to open a door to something that I think you weren't realizing that you truly were able to move into, that you thought maybe that was so far beyond you, or that you never had even considered, and suddenly here you're leveling up on a major level. So really kind of allow yourself in 2023 to kind of just, again, do the hard work, do what you need to do, but allow the result to come in perhaps an unexpected way, and be excited to see how that's going to come in. Okay, yeah, so we have the Nine of Wands. That's a card where it's where we're exhausted. We've done a lot. You've taken a lot of action, and now it's almost kind of like the weary, wounded warrior. There's a slight kind of victim feeling here of like, I don't want to do it again. I'm exhausted. And I think this is saying, and the Five of Cups. This is a card of regret, a card of, having some feeling of loss on an emotional level to something. And I think for some of you, there's almost this exhaustion with being in that place. There's an exhaustion of feeling a sense of regret, feeling a sense of loss. And this is saying you've been in this place for a while. And it's time now that something's going to come in whatever area you feel this way. I mean, again, this could be where you feel frustrated in the avenue of your life where you've pushed to gain something in your work world. This could be where you've started multiple businesses and none of them, took off. Or it could be in your romantic life where you, again, went into multiple relationships and it just didn't work. And this is saying, don't worry. You may feel like a weary, wounded warrior who's gone through battle and nothing has come out the way that you wanted. But this is saying, you already are in the land of milk and honey. You're there. Trust that the reason why those things didn't work out before is because there's something so much better and more in alignment coming in 2023. Okay, I'm going to pull a card here now to get additional advice and clarity for 2023. So what else does Pisces need to know? What else does Pisces need to know? Turkey spirit. It says, give with gratitude and grace. Number 61, breaking down to number 7. And the number 7 actually lines up with the universal energy of 2023, which is a universal 7 year, which is a year of reevaluation with spirit, so that we can then see something we had been missing before and move forward confidently, co-creating with spirit. So it's beautiful. It's kind of a synchronistic, harmonious number to come in here. And I do like with the turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Sometimes we can hold ourselves back, especially when we're thinking about our authentic, expressing ourselves authentically. And this could be expressing ourselves authentically in a relationship. And if you've been in a series of bad relationships or in relationships with others, sometimes this doesn't have to just be a romantic relationship. This could be in just how you connect with others on an intimate level. And maybe every time you tried to express yourself, you were taken advantage of, or somebody took something the wrong way, or the relationship didn't work out. And this is the same, but if you continue to give of that part of yourself, you are bringing in that miracle. So to not harden yourself from continuing to express in that way in the relationships, because there will be a new opportunity for that part of yourself to be respected, to bring something back in that you were hoping was going to previously come in and didn't. Now I'm going to pull a couple additional cards here for this one to see if any other messages want to come out. So what else does Pisces need to know about giving with gratitude and grace? 3 of Coins. Yeah. Other people are going to notice you. The 3 of Coins is an interesting energy because it's one of building with others with kind of a new long-term vision for yourself, and it's building in the physical. But it's also where you can get recognition, because it means that you're building with two other people. And this could be where somebody sees what you're capable of, kind of what you bring to the table, and they're the ones that are going to come forward and say, I want you to be part of what I want to build. And that's going to be synchronistic to also your long-term vision for yourself. And yeah, beautiful. We have the Star and the Chariot. Well, there we go. There's the Chariot. So now you're back on track, moving towards your star, moving towards a great hope, dream, the ultimate wish fulfillment you want. So yeah, so keep giving of yourself openly, unassumingly, without the bitterness. This is all about the heart chakra, opening that up and being prepared to be recognized for what you can contribute to the building of something with others. And that building of something, that recognition, is going to give you an outlet to get your chariot back on course, moving towards a hope, dream, wish fulfillment for yourself. And this is, the star is the grand dream. It is the north guiding compass. This is your North Star. This is where we really step into feeling purpose and fulfillment. So this can be a big year, Pisces, for many of you. If you can keep yourself in that state of suspended awareness and belief that something bigger and better than your wildest dreams is coming in for you, and that you get to keep your heart chakra open. You don't have to, kind of wall it off anymore. You get to just be who you are and express from that place authentically. Beautiful reading, Pisces. I wish you all a wonderful 2023. If you'd like to book your own reading where you get a chance to take a look at what's coming in personally for you in 2023, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website and book a reading. Otherwise, I will see you all later in the month for your illumination reading. All right. Bye, Pisces.